ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
San Diego County slammed with all of the elements of a second winter storm. Rain, snow, hail, wind reaching all parts of the county, from the coast to the mountains.
Tonight we are tracking the impacts of this storm and a third storm on the way by the end of the week. But first,
we have breaking news. 4 Chula Vista firefighters are in the hospital tonight, injured while fighting this fire that ripped through a shoe store in the western part of town. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Thanks for joining us on this very busy Monday night. Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo joins us live from the scene with information on how the firefighters are doing tonight. Laura.
And Steve, Kimberly, no doubt a very scary situation for the fire department. We know those 4 firefighters have non-life-threatening injuries and are currently at a hospital right now. I want to take you here to the scene just behind me. You can actually, a battalion truck has just blocked us, but this fire started just after 5:30 in the evening, and the winds that we are still experiencing right now made everything worse. An uphill battle for firefighters in Chula Vista Monday night as a fire quickly grew out of control. The winds fueling the flames at this shoe and clothing store on H Street near Broadway, blowing thick smoke and flames into the sky. As firefighters were attacking the flames, a fire department spokesperson says the roof of the 2-story building collapsed. Firefighters forced to pull back for safety, fighting the flames from outside. Crews also dealing with downed power lines after a transformer caught fire. 4 firefighters were injured and rushed to the UCSD Burn Institute. 3 with burn injuries, 1 with an ankle injury. There were 4 employees inside the building at the time the fire started. They all made it out safely. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. And as we come back out here live, it is still very, very windy. You can see that water gushing from that business. That is the water that firefighters use to put out the fire. They are going to stay here overnight and monitor and make sure that no hot spots flare up. But as you can see, just by looking at my hair, very, very windy. So again, those 4 Chula Vista firefighters have non-life-threatening injuries. They are being treated at a local hospital as we speak. Reporting live in Chula Vista, Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
Laura, thank you. The wind and that rain, they are still causing damage around the county tonight, from large trees falling on top of cars to big waves crashing into the OB Pier. It's been an intense day of weather continuing into tonight. We have more team coverage of our wild weather day. Let's begin with our ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pura in Alpine with more on how this winter storm impacted communities all across the county.
It's been a wintry mix of elements here in the East County. We've seen rain, hail, snow, and lots of wind. In Pine Valley, plow trucks kept the roads clear for drivers traveling through snow-covered communities. Many families headed for the mountains of East County to play in the elements. Reyes Lopez and his kids drove from Escondido.
We tried to come out here yesterday, but it was kind of packed. So we thought maybe on Monday would be a little bit better.
In Alpine, residents saw a combination of rain, hail, and strong winds. There's a chance that snow levels could fall to around 2,000 feet elevation Monday night into Tuesday morning, meaning communities like Alpine could be set up for a rare weather event.
I live high elevation, so I got a little bit, but as far as snow, it's been a few years. I'm excited if we get it. I just don't want it to keep raining, creating a bunch of mud and stuff like that. Snow would be cool.
In the South Bay, a driver had to be rescued after driving her minivan into deep water. Emergency crews had to use a raft to get her out safely. As night fell, so did hail. This is video from the San Carlos neighborhood in San Diego, as well as Carlsbad, Escondido, and Chula Vista, communities pelted from the North County to the South Bay. And in the Kensington neighborhood, a car damaged after a 40-foot palm tree fell on Kensington Drive as strong winds ripped through the block. The owner of the car wasn't inside. City crews had to shut down the street to get the tree cleared out. Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
Now let's go out to meteorologist Angelica Campos. She's tracking the conditions right now. Angelica.
Hi, Kim. It's great to see that kids are having fun with some of that hail because we've had a lot of it here in the North County. It's been on and off for pretty much all evening. As we go into the overnight hours, our advisories and warnings have been extended, including winter weather for inland communities until 6 a.m., where a wintry mix can be expected, and that means slick conditions, maybe even freezing on the roads. Winter storm warning for our mountains, and the winds are still howling, gusting over 30 miles per hour in downtown San Diego at the airport, 41 miles per hour in Alpine. You can see how we're making that wintry mix from Mount Laguna all the way back towards Alpine. So just to the east of Alpine, we're starting to see some of that mix on the 8, which means trouble on the roads can be expected. We've also seen a couple of thunderstorms, even thunder snow about 30 minutes ago. It is mostly rain on the 15 from Escondido down towards Poway, and in the North County is just getting a little bit more spotty. A dry break right now in San Diego. Showers could still happen overnight into tomorrow morning before we dry out. Or as we dry out, rather, we're going to see another storm later this week. We'll have a breakdown in our 7-day forecast coming up.
A lot to come. We'll see you then. To our north, the heavy rain triggered mudslides in recent burn areas, such as the community of Silverado Canyon in Orange County. One resident wearing rain boots was seen wading through that thick mud as a bulldozer tried to clear the roadway. In anticipation of the rain, crews had set up those K-rails, those hay rolls, and then sandbags as well in the area to try and hold back any mud. No official evacuation orders were issued, but with more rain on the way later this week, as Angelica mentioned, residents say they're not taking any chances. And the storm also forced the vaccination superstation at Petco Park to shut down today. Unfortunately, a lot of people didn't know that, and they continued to show up for their appointments, some even coming as far as Fallbrook. Roughly 4,000 appointments were canceled today. Everyone was rescheduled for Thursday. The county says the new appointment times can be checked on at the MyChart website. The closure will last until at least tomorrow morning, when the county will decide if it's safe to reopen.
And staying on coronavirus, our stay-at-home order has been lifted. Governor Gavin Newsom made the announcement today, saying the state will return to a system of county-by-county restrictions.
We're seeing a flattening of the curve. Everything that should be up is up. Everything that should be down is down. Case rates, positivity rates, hospitalizations, ICUs, testing starting to go back up, as well as vaccination rates.
Critics say that Governor Newsom opened things back up in response to a recall effort against him, a notion that he referred to today, calling it nonsense. San Diego now returns to the purple tier, which means personal care services can once again open for indoor services. That includes hair salons, barbershops, nail salons, and tattoo parlors. Restaurants, wineries, zoos, and aquariums can open outdoors only. One of the biggest changes this time around is that live entertainment is now allowed outdoors. That list continues to include places of worship, gyms, movie theaters, museums, and playgrounds. And some things are partially open, such as retail, maxed out at 25% indoor capacity. Schools will stay in distance learning if not already open in person. Bars and breweries must stay closed unless they serve food, and then they can operate as a restaurant. And there are still no live audience sports and amusement parks or practices for contact sports. They are still closed.
Despite the stay-at-home orders being lifted, restaurants are facing a new problem: the weather.
The employees called and said, hey, guess what? The whole thing collapsed.
That was the devastation left behind at Rutford's restaurant in North Park. Strong winds overnight tore down the restaurant's outdoor tents and lighting. The owner said that damage will set him back about $7,000. He added restaurants should be allowed to go back to indoor dining to avoid setbacks like this.
We want more. We're restricted still. I mean, it's great to have the outdoor dining, but we have a 4,500 square foot restaurant that you can't sit in.
Rutford's is working to set up its outdoor dining area once again.
And the news the stay-at-home order is being lifted surprised business owners across the county that got no warning. As ABC 10 News reporter John Horn explains, it will still be days before many of them can take advantage of it.
Nicolo Angius got a text from his business partner Monday morning. It said the governor's stay-at-home order was lifting.
So like, oh, no, I'm not going to believe you this time.
But then he turned on the news and saw that the rumors were true. His restaurant, Point Loma's Cesarina, could resume outdoor dining because San Diego was being upgraded to the state's purple tier of coronavirus restrictions.
I see it as, the people who are in charge giving a shot to the restaurant industry and saying, okay, we understand your struggle. You can reopen, but, do it right.
Angius says at takeout and delivery only, Cesarina may get 25% of its normal sales on a good night, but it may not be until Thursday or Friday before diners can eat on one of its new patios.
It's a big machine that we have to oil up again, get all the prep started.
I wish we could just put the lights on and everybody rolls in, but it's more complicated than that.
The same can be said for Carrie Davis Duffy's two salons called Gila Root. She has to get upwards of 60 employees back to work now, order the necessary supplies, and start booking appointments to hopefully open later this week.
We're excited and we're wondering, did the numbers change that drastically? It just seems out of the blue, but we'll take it.
She says her goal now is to get everyone back to work so they can provide for their families. John Horn, ABC 10 News.
And here are the latest numbers. The county reported another 1,400 cases today. That brings our total to more than 228,000. No new deaths were reported today, which is typical for a Monday, so that number stands at 2,375.